G'day folks, Tony again here for more of the jaunty saunterings of Gaunt Bort the Taunter. Well now, we have a freshly regrown right arm, and we also have ourselves a tongue again, after all of that madness that we had with contracting glot rot. And now that we're able to wield our masterwork carbine, etc. again, I think now it's time for us to sort of get back onto our merry adventuring path that we were on before. So I'm just going to go and grab a quick bite to eat while we're here. Delicious apple mats. And really, I think what we need to decide on now is our next port of call. So we're just going to open up the quests here. We haven't been to the 6-day stilt yet. It is up in the northwestern corner of the map. And, it's a different part of the world and there's a bunch of things to do there. But at the present moment, I don't think that is going to be the best or possibly most interesting thing for us to do. However, I do think that going back to Kyakukia and trying to do this Raising Indrix quest for Warden Indrix might be a fun old time, so let's give that a go. Zooming out to the world map, you can see there's a ton more asterisks here from all of the things that we've managed to find while blundering around lost in the environment. But we're pretty much going to ignore all of those, at least for the time being. And make our way across to Kyakukia. Here we go. And the quest asked us to head eastwards along the river, I believe. I'm just going to have a quick look at something here. One of the things that we need to make sure that we're doing, if we're serious about heading to Bethesda Susa at some point, is that we're going to need some cold resistance. And if I recall correctly, I think that elastine might perhaps give us some cold resist. I just wanted to check while we're here to see if that is in fact the case. Doesn't seem to be telling me a lot there. If I just try picking them up, and I'll have a quick look. Let's see now. That's just an agility buff. That doesn't seem to have any. All right, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe we need to find ourselves some furs then. All right. We're going to add stuff back into there. We don't need to carry these around if it isn't necessary. So there we go. Just for old time's sake, I think I'm going to keep carrying around our old right arm, just for a bit of a laugh. All right. And I guess while we're here, we will just have a quick look, and see what Yerl has for us. Interesting. What is this going to do for us? Overlapping slabs of thin blue metal welded into a chainmail undergarment. 5 and -5. That's certainly skewing things. Don't think that's best for how our particular build is working, though. Anything else here that we might want? That revolver would have been handy while we were only having one arm, but we don't have that problem anymore. And I don't think there's anything here that we really want to ditch at this point in time. It might be... Maybe it's worth trading some things for those copper nuggets. How much do we get for 30? That's up to 24. And that's going to get rid of all our wine, though. Maybe I don't want to do that. This is what you came here for, folks. Watching me wrangle with my inventory. Love it. 75. It's not worth it. But we are super close to our weight limit. I do kind of want to get rid of some of this stuff. There's nothing more tedious than watching people have to wrangle with equipment all the time. We could probably, actually, we should deconstruct some of these things that we have here under scrap. Let's do it. That spaceboard spam working wonders for us. Good. That's given us a little more leeway. I think that will do for now. For the most part, we're probably not going to be picking up as many things as we used to, simply because there's less chance of things being an upgrade now that we have some more nifty stuff. So back eastwards along this river we go. You see the old blood puddles there from some of our previous exploits, and perhaps this time we can make some effort to not lose our arm, which I believe we did right about here, not all that long ago. All right, just gonna make a camp so we can eat some food. Ooh, extra hit points. I like it. So we are looking for, what was it, Naphtali here? We'll take these down. We are looking for some goat folk. We've fought a number of them before. Typically, it hasn't been too much drama for us. Hopefully, we'll be able to keep it that way. Ithrimed the Fourth. During an expedition in Shersamore Castle, I know that place. Ithrimed IV's chariot was driven off a cliff by a rogue gang of insects. He was killed at 25 years old. Dear me. Not giving us all that much more in terms of information about where we can go. Star apple, thank you. So finding world locations to visit is all very well and good, but at a certain point, we are going to have to fold ourselves back into sort of the main. Into the main quest chain. After several tumultuous years, the Sultan of Kud was assassinated. Because of Ithrimed IV's reputation for hearing the lamentations of one's foes, he was chosen as the successor. Cool story. All right. So yeah, this raising... Oh, I must have stepped on a trash pile. It was weeding me out there for a second. So this raising Indrik's quest is a little bit of a side stub, as I understand it. Something that you can undertake without it really contributing to the main storyline. Take out this Quillipede. I assume we will take out this Quillipede. And there's a battle happening down here. Let's go and have a look and see what this hermit appears to be fighting their own Quillipede. Hey, how you doing? Anything to trade? Nope. Hermits seldom do have things to trade, but I find myself compelled to check anyway. Where's that river gone? There it is. So some of our auto walking here getting messed up by constantly running into mangroves and seeing kudzu around on the shore. Oh, hello. How you doing? Where'd you come from? Interesting. Goatfolk Shaman and kudzu symbiote. How curious. So we'll shoot him with our carbine, and didn't that work wonders? Another one. A hornblower. A braid of roasted frog skin stretches toward... Oh, it's the same description as the other goat folk. That's a shame. Hornblowers sound cool. I don't know what that means, but it sounds cool. I assume that wreath of musical notes coming out there is aforementioned horn being blown. And here it is, a grandfather horn. 5 penetration, 2d2, +1. Now, considering the fact that these are goat folk, does that mean a horn as in a musical instrument? Or does it mean a horn as in what grows out of the head of a goat? The hoary blowing horn of a wizened man-goat, wind-etched and gilded with scarlet tassels. The hoary bowing horn. Okay. Well, that's fine. We'll take it anyway. Maybe they make musical instruments of their own horns. That would be cool. Another grandfather horn. Say hello to my little friend. Whoa, there's a bunch of them coming. Let's see what we have here. Hornblower, Savage, and a Yurt Warden. So no sowers here so far. But we are going to get some sunderage happening here. Start with that shaman. And seeing as they're all nice and bunched together, we're going to drop ourselves a chill here. On at least some of them there at the back. Oof, and that looked like a sower just threw something. Yep, and completely bamboozled, many in all. This looks like an appropriate time to drop some burgeoning. Right around the spot that you'd expect. And we're just going to keep a close eye on those hit points, as I was just saying. Boosted the toughness there. Interesting. Kudzu symbiote as well, so that hermit is hostile towards us. Where did that sower go? There they are. They are injured currently. And we're going to try to make them even more so. Like so. Good, good, good. Come on now. Now I notice that the river appears to have some empty sections there, almost like it has stopped. Almost like it's stopped flowing, which I'm going to assume is because we just dropped a bunch of plants into it. And that would be kind of groovy. We are going to be very low on hit points here when we get our boost toughness runs out. So I'm going to do a bit of a drain here. Also going to move backwards a tad while our hit points regenerate. Good, and I'm assuming that ape is also probably not happy with us. Yep, so we'll take them down as well. Sorry, sir. Eventually. There we go. All right, where does that leave us? Well, injured for starters. So can we do a rest until healed? No, we've got kudzu all around us. Of course we can't. So we move back out of line of sight of these things. If there is indeed such a place, there we are. Right. We're back and we still have our hit point boost from previously. Not quite sure what happened to all of the water there, but I'm going to chalk it up to me doing a cool thing. Whoa, hello. There's a force ball that's come around here, so I'm going to assume that we may, in fact, have found... I guess it could be that shaman, but it could also be the actual boss that we're looking for. I don't really know at this point in time. So another burgeoning probably won't go astray. We'll try and drop it down here. Oops, we can't see there. How about that one? That looks pretty good. Shaman, savage, and another savage. All right. Not currently any sowers in visible range, but we'll just see how long that lasts. Oof. It's taken so many hits here to kill some of these folk. When we're getting some good hits in, they're definitely good hits. There we are. One to go. Still not entirely sure where that force wall came from, but that's okay. Do we have anyone else down here? I didn't really see anyone else come running through from anywhere, so I'm going to assume not. Hello. How are you? Another savage. Good. Try and take them down the old-fashioned way. With a lot of hacking with sharp implements. Ow! Oof. Could have done without that. It must have been the sower's explosion that got rid of that water earlier. Well, ow, that's certainly giving us some grief, so it's another boost toughness for us. Going to drop a Sunder Mind on them. Oof. Double oof. And I think that a chill is in order. Try and keep them frozen, then we'll pick them off from a distance, and I believe that has sorted it out. Alright, frozen the river as well by the looks of it, which is nice, and now there's slippery ice, which is going to make it tricky to... frozen sower seed, nice. It looks like a shotgunner over there on the north side of the river. Oh, so many things. Yurt Warden, Massive Horns, lead slug, sure. They certainly look like they... there's so many of them, they're everywhere. They certainly look like they could do with some hitting. Not sure why they're just standing around though. Seems curious. Although if they are only equipped with lead slugs, I guess that means that they don't have a weapon? That doesn't make sense. A rusted desert rifle. So they had a weapon, but it was not usable, presumably because the kudzu had rusted it all. Oof. Look at all this chaos we've enabled in this particular area. That buff to our hit points means that when our boost toughness runs out, I see we have 6 hit points here now instead of 1. We found a rust bog. How lovely. Let's see. God, all these kudzu are making it very, very difficult. Ow. To do any auto walking. Did we just turn that ape into steak? We did. Well, not quite. It was carrying some raw boar meat. Or bear meat. I didn't actually read what it said. I just saw that it was a 4-letter word starting in B and ending in R. Beer, perhaps? Some beer meat. Delicious beer meat. I think that dragonfly might be unhappy with this also. It is indeed, because it is another kudzu symbiote. That means we're not going to be able to hit it unless we shoot at it. Whoa, boy, look at all these things. This is definitely time for some more burgeoning. You can never have too much burgeon, I say. Oof, look at that burgeon. Keeping a close eye on our hit points while the screen just gets super busy here. I think we're probably going to be able to wrangle this fairly easily. But given some of the other crazy madness that's happened to us in the last few episodes, I'm not going to assume anything. Stun gas. I don't think that came from us. Let's try and work our way out of it. So I don't think being stunned is something that we particularly need in our lives at this point. Steel arrow, that might be worth grabbing just in case we end up with a bunch of rusted stuff. Just a lot of Naphtali folk here who aren't happy with us. They might be going to fight our plants. And I'll leave them to it. God, there's so many of them. Look at them, they're everywhere. Are we even getting any XP for these? I'm not sure we are. The activity log is quite hectic there at the moment, so... This one dropped a fractured microchip, which we'll definitely take. A nice big stack of stuff for us. So you can imagine how this would be just an absolute nightmare of an area of the world to be in if you came here when you're under-leveled. Just from sheer numbers alone, that ape stunned us, which is not what we want. And of course, this time around, with our slightly deeper hit point pool, and a whole bunch of buffed statistics and obviously some better gear, it's clearly helping out. Alright, there we go. Hopefully hopefully we're gaining ourselves some experience from all of that. Trying to find a place to rest here with all these kudzu around is also a bit of a pain. So you may recall when we came onto this screen, it said that we found a rust bog as evidenced by all of the kudzu around. Presumably, in terms of world lore, all of that rust is a result of kudzu being in great numbers and just rusting everything out of everything. Oh, there's so many of them again. I wonder if this might be a good opportunity to use ourselves some stunning force. Let's give that a go. Well, that certainly did something. Lots of things stunned now. Ooh, that is actually a purple. Ixtal, the terrible idol of Mozo, rusted. Skimming the underbrush, sailing on air, a shiny ooid of perfect chrome reflects the dim light peeking through the canopy's braided tresses. A larger version of the knit mask worn by the Naphtali root dwellers adorns its surface in imitation of a face. It rotates with specious purpose. It's been a while since we fought one of these. I mean, let me start that sentence again. It's been a while since I read that description. I believe it might have actually been a previous incarnation of Gaunt Bort. Steel utility knife, small trinket. I like it. I want that small trinket. Let's kill it. Or let's continue killing it. So I'm assuming there's a bunch of things all sort of hitting us here at the same time. Well, that worked. Robots down. The fourth Ithrimedian cult likes us a whole bunch more, as do birds. Good to know. I'm assuming most of these things surrounding us have been attempting to hit us. The fact that we're able to survive at this point, with so many things having a hack at us, is kind of cool. All right, what have we got here? We auto got the bloody small trinket. We auto got a steel arrow, some spiked gauntlets. We didn't. Let's go and find that trinket, because we should be able to examine it. A sphere of negative weight. That's wonderful. Now we should be able to equip that, but I think it might be something that floats nearby. Let's just try dropping that floating glow sphere. No, it isn't. Where, oh where, does the small sphere of negative weight go? Let's just pop our short sword away for a moment. Grandfather horn. Can we pop that? We can. All right. When we're holding the small sphere of negative weight, what does that do for us, I wonder? I'm assuming that has some sort of effect on carryability or carry weight or inventory. 285. I don't know if that's any different from what we were using before, but I do want my folded carbide short sword back. Seems to be the same amount of carrying capacity. That might be something for me to look up a little bit later. Not terribly important at this point in time. We have to continue on our merry way. Oh, hello. Let's do a heal if we can. Nice. And I guess while we're waiting, let's make ourselves a camp. Can't cook with hostiles nearby. I guess all those kudzu are counting. Uh-oh, we sense the animus of a vast mind. Someone is near. There's going to be some more of these espers here, trying to give us a hard time. That does not appear to be a hostile ape, which is good to know. Oh, hello. A chitinous puma has just come charging across here at us. The game's telling us that it's an easy kill. Let's see if that is true. Whoa. I don't think that was the puma. We take 3 damage from Mulla no longer, Toes Osprey in the psychic circles, pyrokinesis. The pool, 2,000 drams of salty water, is destroyed. Well, our temperature is 173 at the moment, so I'm assuming that we're on fire. And we're also now confused. Which is, I'm assuming, why all the proper nouns down here in the bottom right-hand corner are also a giant jumble. Thankfully, it does not seem to be jumbling our hit point pool. So we're going to back slowly away, and even back onto the previous screen, because I have a fairly clear understanding that I can just head westwards along the water We're stunned for the turn. Up in the top right corner there, you should be able to see the two espers who are after us. And we're stunned again. And we're stunned again. But we are no longer confused. There's a couple of Naphtali coming along. The very first thing that we're going to do is boost our toughness so that we have a deeper hit point pool. I'm assuming that a Sunder Mind isn't going to work on these because the espers are probably reasonably tough. No, we Sunder Glow White Shepherd's Mind for 23 damage. Okay, that's good. That's good to know. And I think we can probably unleash on them with a Carbide. That appears to have done the trick. There's another one all the way over there. They're quite a ways away. I think it might be time for a bit of an old-fashioned charge. 85, 49, ow. Oh boy, they cast Disintegration at us. That's not very nice. I think it's time to freeze you. Drop that right on top there. 3 damage from our Cryokinesis. Now can we shoot them? Yes. Are they dead, in fact? Yes, they are. Muller no longer. Toes Osprey in the Psychic Circle dies and we gain 10 experience. 10 experience, is that all we get? Okay, sure. We're still getting hit by some of the burgeoning there that they cast, so we'll move ourselves away. And hopefully here we'll be able to rest ourselves until healed. See a giant beetle and stop moving. Is that giant beetle hostile to us? It is. Damn. That's not what I needed. We'll pop a force bubble around ourselves. Will we? Actually, no. Let's try sundering its mind. It's a beetle. It should have a mind. There we go. 50 XP. Yay. And we're all healed up again. How much further along this river do we need to go, I wonder? There's a building here. I don't know if that relates to anything or if it's just a structure that happens to be in the world. Ooh, nice. What a lovely find. A small violet tube and a small trinket. I'm assuming the violet tube might be some form of injector. Could it be a love injector? No, it's a Sphinx salt injector. Very good. And this other one is a solar cell. Ooh, nice. More things to charge things with. Ah, what are you, sir? A spitting slug. The umber brown spitting slug produces an acidic slime, which it both secretes and hawks at its adversaries. I guess that would make me a spitting slime adversary. Let's also kill it. Don't seem to be able to go through that way without walking in acid, which is not really what I want to do. Ugh. And I'm taking just a bunch of damage from said acid. So let's give ourselves some extra toughness. Doesn't look like we're taking any further damage from it, so we're going to do a quick run through. There. Still not getting any more acid, so that's nice. I wonder if it's worth just poking around in that building a bit more to see what else is there. These trees providing just a bunch of line of sight challenges. Maybe there's more slugs in here too, who knows? What have we got? What have we got? We might have found the one cool thing. There's our toughness running down. There's just much better visibility up along the river, so I think that's where I'm going to try to keep us. Just nice to be able to see a little bit further. More kudzu. More buildings. Where are we on the map now? We are a ways away. I mean, technically we're still on a river. But are we heading the right way? That's a mystery that we'll have to wait a little bit longer to solve, because that's all the time we have for this part of the Let's Play. Thank you so much for watching. If you're enjoying this, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. if you'd like to be notified when the other episodes are released. And if you have a friend who you think might enjoy this, as always, please let them know. And remember, a personal recommendation with a nice little description about why you like it is always better at convincing folk to check out new things. Come back again soon for more of the jaunty saunterings of Gaunt Bort the Taunter.